Hi everyone, Margaret Manning here with 60andMe. You know, I haven't shared this information with a lot of people, so I'm going to just go for it, and I'm going to ask you a question at the end of it, and we'll see how our stories meet. I was really curious about jobs. I am probably on my third career now. And not major deviation from the one that I started with, but I'm on my third or so career where I've gone through a change, and I love what I'm doing now with my writing and the community that I manage. So that's for me where I am right now. But I look back where I started, and I'm trying to think where I learned some of the skills that are important to me today, and so I go way back to my first job. And I'm going to ask people to eliminate the unpaid jobs and just think about your paid opportunities, because I think my first paid job was babysitting. I know I actually picked blueberries and sold them down the street, but I don't think I sold many blueberries, so I'm not counting that one. But my babysitting, I did babysit, and I think I learned from that, just the danger zone of children, and just to maybe wait a little bit before jumping into that world. But babysitting was my first job. Was it yours? I think a lot of women did start when they were 13, 14, looking after the neighbors' kids. What did you learn from that? What was your experience? But when you think about your first kind of real job, where you were, had a boss that you were reporting to, and you had various things you had to achieve, and you were measured, by your success, what did you do? My first job that I got paid for was in a country and western radio station. Honestly, it was a high school job, but I did get paid, and I managed a community, which is curious that now I'm doing this, 45 years later. But anyway, I was managing a community, and it was called the WEXL Country Club in Detroit, Michigan. And from that, I learned so much. I learned about planning, I learned about precision, I learned about timing, I learned about relationships, I learned about hierarchies, power struggles, and the power of words. I think that's where I got started on my communication passion. It was back then. So I think first jobs particularly, really have an impact on us. They teach us important things. So I'd love you to look back on your first job. What did you do that you got paid for that really taught you some important lessons? And what were those lessons? We actually asked this question on the 60andMe community some time ago, and some of the answers were pretty amazing. So, I'm expecting we're going to get some very curious jobs. But please share in the comment section below. Tell us what your first job was, and tell us what you learned from your first job. I think it'd be really fascinating, and I'm looking forward to reading your comments. Just leave them in the section below. Thanks, everyone.